Hey everyone, welcome to History 413, History of American Food. My name's Fred Gibbs. I'm an associate professor in the history department. My main research is at the intersection of history of food, diet, and health, and the way food and identity are connected, so really sort of core to what we're doing in this class. My current research is on the history of natural food and natural diet and how people have made arguments about these things way longer and more interesting than you might think. So I'm having a good time with that. But today we're going to talk about how History 413 is set up, expectations I have for myself, expectations I have for you, just to make sure we're on the same page about how the course is put together and going to proceed for the next 4 weeks. My goal for this class is to transform how you think about food. Seems a bit ambitious maybe, aim high, but hunger is relentless, right? And so it's easy to not think about food beyond what do you want to eat right now, or what can we do to carry on with our days and keep hunger at bay. But it turns out that food is an incredibly powerful tool for establishing, maintaining, and reshaping identity. And so it becomes, for that reason, a very unique window into history and culture. I want to make the point now before I forget, I'll talk about this more tomorrow as well. This class is not really about learning what people ate in the past. We talk about that. You have to know something about that. But really, that's a means to an end. And the end is to think more critically and deeply about the uses and meanings and power of food and food choice, historically and in everyday contemporary life. Not just for this month, but forever. And to give you the tools and motivation to keep thinking about food and your own food choices as long as you're eating or as long as you have a choice about what to eat. But that's what I'm after, inviting you to question and reflect on your own relationship to food by looking at other people, mostly in the past, but also people around us now, and how people have continually used food to create certain identities or align themselves with certain cultural traditions or other communities, make a political statement, etc. Let me bring up the syllabus here so we're looking at the same stuff. Here we go. History 413, 1H. This is a 1H class, so it's half of the summer session. It's just 4 weeks, technically June 6th to July 2nd. Before the calendar flips to July, we'll be done with the class, except for your final, which is due the very first days of July, or up through July 5th, which is the end of the 4th of July weekend. If you want extra time to do it, you're welcome to turn it in before then. But the class is really just the rest of June. It's remote, asynchronous. There's no online meetings. There's no Zoom sessions. We don't meet in person ever. We never see each other, which is too bad, but it gives us a little bit more flexibility in the summer. Course description, pretty standard. Learning objectives. I want to call your attention to these. You see them on every syllabus. Sometimes they're really vague and meaningless, but I want to be sure you know these are here. I think they're very clear, and I think they're very important because everything we do in this class, every assignment, every reading, every day, every topic works towards one or more of these goals. Okay, so I'm not going to read them to you. You can do that on your own time, but I just want to make sure you know that these are important to me. Okay, and that everything we do in this class works towards these goals. Where to find stuff? There's 4 key components to this class. The first one you've already seen. It's the syllabus. We're going through it right now. You've seen the link in my introductory email. There's 2 pages to the syllabus. There's the home page, which we're looking at, has all the logistics for the class, work requirements, grading, sort of just all the rules and regulations. We'll hit the highlights today. There's another page too, which is going to be the page you use almost every day for the class, which is the schedule page. So let me just bring that up really quickly so you see what that's like. General suggestions here, please take note of these. Read in the order things that are listed, and so on. Colored boxes, you see these spread out throughout the syllabus. Red boxes mean something you have to do or turn in. That means there's an assignment due. Almost every day there's an assignment due. Yellow boxes are a warning of something that's coming up. Blue boxes are information. Okay. Here's how the syllabus is set up. It's sort of week 1, week 2. June 6th, there's a day, course introductions. That's what we're doing for today. There's a video, you're watching it. There's one reading assignment here. I'll talk more about how to access that in a second. You see there's 2 red boxes, so there's 2 things to do for today. The only time in the class there's 2 things due. They're pretty simple and easy and fast. One is a syllabus and reading quiz over this 13-page reading on why study food, so it gives us some good groundwork for thinking about the course. And then the quiz is on that, and then the syllabus, making sure you know how the class is set up. So if you've read the syllabus, even quickly, and watched the video, you'll have no problem with that. Don't miss free points. They're so easy. Just take the time to read through the syllabus. That's the point of the quiz. And one other thing to do for today is an introductory post. I've done this in past years, and it's been a lot of fun. Write about 150 words. It's a couple of short paragraphs at the most, about a favorite food memory of yours, something that you really resonates with you still, about a first time you tried a food or something that happened related to food in some way. It's a great way of getting to know each other a little bit. We don't get to meet or interact very much in this class, but it's a fun way of sort of putting a story to a name rather than being totally anonymous. June 7th, that's tomorrow, Challenges and Rewards of Food History. I'm not going to go through every day, but I just want you to see that every day is very consistent in how it's set up. There's a topic, sometimes a short description. There's a couple of readings, maybe a reading and a video or a video overview of a couple different readings. If you see a noteworthy section, it's because there's a reading that isn't so good that we absolutely have to read it, but it's good enough that we should take note of it. You don't have to read these. These are optional. But when you do read them, please make sure you're indicating in your work for the class that you've looked at them, because that actually is very an easy way of getting extra credit for the class, which I'll talk about for a second. Here's another red box, a reading and video quiz. So you see that as you go day by day, it's all very consistent, it's very clear, it's a little monotonous, there's a lot of scrolling by the end of the month, but it's all very straightforward here. Schedule page, that's the one you'll be using most often after today, after we go through this home page. So let's go back to the home page here, learning objectives, where to find stuff. Okay, syllabus, you're acquainted with that. Course Canvas page. We use Canvas just to submit and grade coursework. That's it. There's no course material, there's no readings, there's no modules, there's nothing in Canvas other than the assignments. When you want to go find an assignment, probably the syllabus link is the easiest way to get to them. It's called the course syllabus. We've seen that's not really what I think of as the syllabus. This is just a list of assignments in chronological order. So you see you have 2 for today, the syllabus quiz and the Intro to Food Stories discussion post. When you want to do those, you click on it, it gives you a text box or the quiz, and you can go enter it. Enough about Canvas. The third component is the YouTube channel. You've already used it in a way to access the video. All the videos are posted there, okay? Not in Canvas. If you want to go back and watch one for a quiz or for some other reason, that's where they are. If you want notifications of videos, subscribe to the channel. That's the only way to get notifications. But I put links in the syllabus for the day that you need them, so you can always find them there. The last tool, just as important as anything else, it's called Zotero, and it's the way that I distribute all the PDFs for the class to you. There's nothing you have to buy. There's no textbook, physical textbook you need. Everything is free and online, either already online or through Zotero. Okay, Zotero is not an optional thing. You have to subscribe to our course library in order to access the PDFs. Instructions are on the syllabus. We'll get to those in a second. I'm not going to go over them in detail because the syllabus just gives you the directions and you can do that. Work requirements, look, it's summer. We don't need to do too much, okay? We're still recovering from the previous year. We have busy lives outside of class, but we can still learn a lot together and work hard without taking ourselves too seriously. So my philosophy here is slow and steady. Okay, we have something to read and a small assignment or a small quiz basically every day as we move through the course, and then it stops. There's no big assignments, there's no big research project. You don't have to do a lot of stuff outside of just follow the syllabus day by day. Here's the required assignments and points. You notice these are links here, and they link to instruction guides for the assignment. I'm not going to read those to you. You can look through them on your own. Just want to make sure you're aware that they exist. Most of the work for the class is in short 350-word reading reflections that ask you to tell me what you learned about a set of readings for the day, or ask you a couple of questions on the syllabus. You saw that already when we looked at the schedule page. You answer those questions in your reading reflection and post them on Canvas, and that's it. Quizzes, pretty self-explanatory. We do a couple other assignments that allow you to apply the course in thinking critically about food. So we have a historic cookbook analysis. We look at cookbooks written in the 1800s. We have a food blog analysis, which is kind of the modern equivalent of the historic cookbook analysis, looking at a contemporary food blog and look at how food is linked to identity and different value systems. And then there's a final course reflection, which basically asks you, what did you learn in the class? And you get to tell me what you learned and make an argument for what grade you should get. Grading scale, pretty standard. 92 to 97% is an A. It's pretty easy to get an A or A plus in this class if you're just kind of progressing through the work and you're making a legitimate effort. You're being graded more on effort than learning any particular information. There's too much to learn in this class that I really can ask you, did you learn X, Y, or Z? Really, learn what's interesting to you. There's a lot of stuff. And just show me you're engaged with the class. That's what I'm looking for. Submitting work, again, it's all in Canvas. I like to think of the assignments due on the day that they're listed. Certainly, if you can get them posted by the time you go to bed, that's ideal. Then you're just done with that day. Previous iterations of the class, students have found it very useful to have kind of a grace period. Some people have way more free time early in the morning before kids get up or before they start work or when they're not exhausted. So they want some time in the morning to do the work and post the assignment. So assignments are absolutely due by 9 a.m. the day after they're listed. Maybe you don't care about that. You're happy to get them in on the day they're listed on the syllabus. Find whatever timing works for you and stick with it. Late work is docked 1 point per day, and you have a week to submit late work, and then you get a 0 for it, and you can't post it. And this is me trying to balance flexibility. Stuff happens during the summer for sure. But also, the class moves pretty fast, and so if you get behind and you think you're going to make it up later, it's almost impossible because it's hard to keep up with the class and also go back and do previous work. Work towards whatever grade you want. You can always see in Canvas what your current grade is, okay? So if you're not getting the grade you want to end up with, let me know. Look, something's weird is going to happen in the next month. You're going to be sick, you'll have sick kids, you'll be attacked by butterflies or whatever. If you miss an assignment or 2 or 3, or you're just sort of out of commission for a little while, don't feel like all hope is lost, okay? Get in touch. I don't need any details, but let me know that you just had to pause for a little bit, and we'll figure out what we can do. Maybe we'll just say the highest grade you can get is a B+. We'll just cancel some assignments, and then we can just move forward with the rest of the class. Maybe switch it to credit, no credit, whatever seems appropriate for your circumstances. Don't just assume that you have to drop or that you can't finish it. That's rarely the case. It can happen, but it rarely is the case. So please just get in touch and let me know, and we'll work something out. Extra credit on almost every assignment, whether it's a quiz or a reading reflection. Many of the quizzes are mostly true-false, but they have short answer questions as well. The more you say, the more you're showing that you're engaged with the readings, that you're learning something, that you're thinking about it, that you're sort of comparing and contrasting different readings for the course. The more you're doing that, the more points you'll get. So it becomes very, very easy day after day to get whatever grade you want to get for the class. Readings in Zotero. Here's the directions for connecting to the Zotero library. It's really straightforward. I'm not going to go through it now. Once you do that, there's a link here for our group library page. You'll want to bookmark this because you'll come to it every day. I just want to show you what it's going to look like when you finally connect. When you go to the group library, and you can do it right now, even though you haven't joined the library, and it looks like this. This is a list of the readings. There's actually more here than we're going to read, so don't freak out. But everyone can see the readings, but you can't necessarily access the PDFs unless you're logged in. So you notice up here, there's a button that says log in. So clearly I'm not logged in right now. And here's the reading for today, Why Study Food. If I double click it, nothing happens. Let's log in. So once you've joined the course library, follow the directions. Once you're connected and you go to the course library, here it is again. Now I'm logged in because my username is here. When I double click the reading, it brings up the PDF. You can read it online, you can download it, save it, you can print it out, whatever works for you. But that's how you access all the PDFs for the class. So if something isn't already online, meaning it's a blog post or a newspaper article or magazine article or whatever, it's in the Zotero library. Everything is already collected for you. You never have to find anything on your own. Back to the syllabus. There's a lot of reading for the class. It's totally normal, totally average for a 1H upper level humanities class, a 1H summer upper level humanities class. It's more than a regular semester would be, in terms of intensity, but it's totally reasonable. You still can't learn everything that you read. It's impossible. I'm still discovering new stuff. You're not going to learn everything. Familiarity over mastery. That's just super important. If you keep that in mind, you'll have a lot less anxiety about the class. The quiz questions, the short answer questions, the reading reflections, it's all big picture stuff, okay? I'm not asking you any historical detail. You never have to memorize anything. If you're making a legitimate effort to read and understand the material, all the assignments are really, really quite easy. Okay, academic honesty, don't plagiarize. It's really hard to do for this class because the questions are very specifically tailored to the reading assignments, but don't try to cheat anyway. Okay, that's it for the syllabus. You've seen the home page, you've seen the schedule page. That's the main one you're going to be using. I'll leave you to explore the syllabus on your own and take the syllabus quiz. Let me know if you have any questions, if you find any contradictions or ambiguities. I've tried to make everything very clear and very explicit on the syllabus, which is why it's kind of a scrolly page. But that's our reference document of how everything works. So I want everything to be there, but let me know if you have any questions. I'm really looking forward to working with everyone this month. Please email at any time throughout the course. Questions, comments, concerns. I'd love to exchange emails. We can do a Zoom chat if that would be useful. Otherwise, nice to meet everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.